What's up? This is Chase from OV SULFUR, and you are listening to CUERO y Metal.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches tengan todos y sean bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista aquí en el canal de YouTube de Cuero y Metal Radio. No dejen de suscribirse para estar al tanto de todo nuestro contenido. En el día de hoy tengo el placer de conversar con Chase Wilson de la banda OV SULFUR. Chase, how are you? Welcome to Cuero y Metal Radio.
Hey, how are you today? Thank you for having me very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for the time, okay?
Definitely.
Bien, para comenzar quisiera preguntarte cómo ocurrió el encuentro entre vos y Hoover tras su salida de la banda Suffocate para armar este nuevo proyecto.
Yeah, so it kind of happened very randomly, actually. We had a mutual friend, and he had posted on Instagram about wanting to do music again. Mm-hmm. And the friend hit me up, or messaged me, and she mentioned that she told him that I would be a good fit since I had just left my previous band. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, Ricky Hoover's gonna hit me up. I don't know him. I'm nobody, so whatever. Mm-hmm. And that night, he ended up messaging me, and we got a few guys together, and the rest is history, really.
Bien. Chase, me gustaría felicitarte por este álbum debut que están a punto de publicar el próximo 24 de marzo a través de Century Media Records y preguntarte cómo fue el proceso compositivo de The Burden of Fate, teniendo en cuenta que es su primer trabajo larga duración en principio y luego, aunque no parezca, seguimos inmersos en una pandemia.
Yeah, so with composing The Burden of Fate, also, thank you for congratulating me. I appreciate it. Yeah, with The Burden of Faith, the composition process was interesting to say the least. I had written Earthen when I had gotten home from a tour with, I believe it was with Signs of the Swarm and Warm Shepherd. And that was the first thing I wrote for the album, and I wrote it completely by myself. And after that, we had some member changes, and Matt joined the band. So when Matt joined the band, him and I would literally schedule out like days where we can literally sit in a room for 4 to 8 hours and hash things out. He was more of the riff person, and like he would come up with a lot of the technical riffs that you hear, and I come up with a lot of the groove riffs, and I also structure all the songs out as well. So after that was all done, we sent the songs off to Ricky so he could work on vocals, and he worked on vocals pretty much all by himself. Like, he would ask us questions here and there, but it's kind of weird because everybody had their own individual process, and it wasn't like everybody get into a room and jam out and see what's happening, because we all live from different parts of the United States, so it's hard for us to all get together. So that's what the writing process was like.
Ya vamos a ir con más información de esa canción que me mencionas, que ha ocurrido todo un suceso alrededor de ella. Pero bueno, actualmente la gente tiene disponible 3 singles de lo que será ese álbum de 10 canciones. Y sinceramente siento que aún no se imaginan lo increíble que es el resto del álbum. ¿Qué expectativas tienen alrededor de este lanzamiento?
Honestly, I don't know. It's the most proud I've ever been to release music, and I'm super excited, to release it to the world. It's interesting because we do a lot of things that are kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not taboo, or that they are taboo in deathcore. And like, we do a lot of clean singing, we do a lot of melody, there's like a lot of things, and it doesn't lose that crushingly heavy deathcore feel, but it's very different. So it's hard to say, but I mean, I hope people like it as much as I do. We all worked very hard on it, and that's really all I want. That's what I hope for.
Hubo un gran interés de la prensa especializada con respecto a OV SULFUR en el último tiempo. Incluso youtubers como Nick Nocturnal prestaron especial atención a la banda. ¿Siguen de cerca lo que ocurre con la prensa de todo el mundo en torno al grupo o solo se ocupan de la música como para no generar algún tipo de estrés ante alguna posible crítica?
Um, well, I won't lie. I do keep an eye on the media stuff because I think it's very cool. And I've never been in this position before. um, so it's interesting to me to see what people think of um, a band I'm in or music that I had a part of writing, whether it be good or bad. Because I don't know, it's like I can take constructive criticism. I'm fine with that. But I'm definitely more concerned with writing music for us, if that makes sense. And as long as we're happy with the product that we put out and people vibe with it, that's great. Like I would love that. It's and like so far, so far it looks like they have. There are some people that it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine too. But as long as we're stoked on it and we're confident in it, and we have our people that will always support us, I'll be very much so happy.
Ujú. Chase, el último videoclip compartido hasta el momento, perteneciente a la canción Earthen, se volvió increíblemente viral y es una de las canciones con más reacciones que pude encontrar en plataformas de stream, desde YouTube hasta Twitch. Si bien este single cuenta con una impronta sumamente dolorosa y personal en la vida de Ricky, ¿cómo vivió la banda semejante viralización en torno a esta canción?
Well, like I said, it was the first song that I had written, and it it starts off very somber and very melancholy in the intro. Um, and I was super I was super emotional when I wrote the song, and pretty much I had kind of come to terms that whatever Ricky writes on top of it is what he writes on top of it. But Ricky kind of captured it perfectly and wanted to tribute his nephew with that song. And I mean, honestly, like I was honored that he would want those types of lyrics on top of something that I wrote. Um, you know, I and the whole composition of the song is just he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. And in the studio, when he was tracking it, like he was so emotional. He during the chorus when he says what God kind of God would test a child, he was crying in the vocal booth and everything. So it was just a overall very emotional experience, not only for the music video and the content inside the lyrics, but like writing the music with Ricky and being there with him while recording it. It was kind of an experience. So, and I mean, honestly, I'm glad that that it's one of the songs that people love, from us. But it was I didn't know if it would or would not be. It was one of those things where we were just one of those things where we just it's lucky, and I'm glad people resonated with it, because we've been getting all sorts of stories from fans about people they have lost as well, and I'm glad that it helps them connect with that. And it's I'm just grateful, like we were even given a platform to show people this.
Ujú. Quedan algunas semanas por delante antes de la publicación oficial del álbum debut. ¿Habrá algún single de difusión más antes del lanzamiento del disco completo?
We are, yes. We will be releasing a song this month. And I'm very excited. I personally love this song on the album. Earthen is my favorite. This is a very close second. And it is one of the ones with a feature. I won't say which one, but
Ujú.
I'm very, very excited about releasing this one.
Bueno, hablando de eso, algo que me llamó poderosamente la atención dentro del álbum es la cantidad de invitados que tiene. Desde Alex de Stronger to Prevail, Taylor de Left of Suffer, Howard de Like the Torch, Cale y Lindsay de Body Snatcher, que hacen un trabajo impecable dentro del disco. ¿Cómo surgió esta lista de invitados para estas cuatro canciones donde participan los artistas que acabamos de mencionar? Y preguntarte si había alguno más en mente, aparte de estos que están confirmados y que están dentro del disco.
Yeah, there were a few artists considered for this album, and like we got some of the ones that we had considered prior, and then some of the other ones, they were either too busy or weren't able for some other reason, and that was okay. But I think with the group of people that we got, it was just kind of insane. And it fell into place for us really, really well. Having somebody like Alex Terrible and, Taylor, who's like one of the best new vocalists in the genre right now, is an honor. And not to mention my favorite singer of all time, Howard Jones, having that 15-year-old me is like dying, because I never in a million years would have thought that he would be on a song that I, helped write. So it's insane. And I think with the features that we do have, it's just an awesome lineup of talented vocalists.
Chase, sin duda alguna, este 2023 será el año de OV SULFUR y deseamos realmente que puedan llegar muy pronto a Latinoamérica con su música. Para ir terminando con esta entrevista, me gustaría que le dejes un mensaje a los fanáticos de la banda que estarán viendo esta conversación a la espera de la salida del álbum. Y desde ya, muchas gracias por tu tiempo con Cuero y Metal desde Argentina.
Awesome. Yeah, the only thing I can say is thank you for the support. We want to get down to Latin America as soon as possible. And I hope it's sooner rather than later. But thank you all. We appreciate you more than anything. And without having fans that support us as much as they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we can do. So thank you all. And I hope you love the Burden of Faith as much as I do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
problem,
Chase. Of course.
Thank you for the time with us, and see you in the next interview, okay?
Most definitely. Thank you guys for having me. It was an honor.